Welcome back to The Young Voter. Today I don't want to discuss any particular issue, but rather I want to discuss the state of the race, the state of the electoral climate at the moment. Now, a lot of you have heard that the Democrats are in trouble, and that is the case. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that the Democrats will lose seats, both in the House and in the Senate, and that's pretty much confirmed by most of the political organizations that have done polling and the pundits and the spin doctors, etc. So the Democrats are going to lose some seats because their agenda has been met with frustration by the American people. A great number of people, even a few people I think that voted for Barack Obama in 2008, think that certain things that the Democrats enacted are too far sweeping. I mean, a lot of people have succumbed to the belief that the healthcare overhaul is socialistic, it expands government too much, etc. Now that's debatable whether these programs expand the role of government too much. For example, the regulatory laws that were passed to curtail the financial industry and the healthcare bill. Those, it's debatable. So, but again, I think that certain people that voted for Obama were, again, perhaps taken aback. A few of them. I'm not saying the vast majority. I think that a lot of people on the Democratic side are disheartened because they feel, and this was stated by Jon Stewart today when he had Obama on his show, which was great, and I think you should really check out that clip, check out those videos. He said that a lot of people feel, a lot of Democrats are disheartened because they feel that Obama's agenda has been very timid. Okay, it hasn't been forceful, they haven't really done a lot, they haven't changed things. A lot of Democrats really bemoan the fact that the health care bill didn't include a public option, etc., etc. So a lot of Democratic voters are disheartened and might not go out and vote. So I'm going to use this as a platform to urge everyone to vote. Not just Democrats, also Republicans. I mean, there are a lot of Republicans out there that are upset by what Obama and the Democrats have done, and they're going to turn out and vote. Generally, Republicans have a higher turnout than Democrats in midterm elections. Generally, the Republican base is more consistent a base in terms of voting. So, Republicans, if you're listening to this, go out and vote. I mean, you have a duty to express your opinions, just as the Democrats have. But to the Democrats that are disheartened and that are worried about November the 2nd, remember, you can play a big deal in changing how the night ends up. I mean, currently, the House, the Democrats are projected to lose between 40 and 50 seats. Now, they lose 39 seats and the House flips to the Republicans. So, right now, it's between 40 and 50 seats. There's a bit of uncertainty because House races have not been polled as often as people would like. So there is uncertainty in the forecast. So who knows? The Democrats might hold on to the House by a slim majority. They might lose by a slim majority, or they might lose by a more substantial majority. I'm not sure. But again, everyone should go out and vote because this is a worthwhile election. It's a very important election. And every time, and people have said it, every time people say that this election is the most important ever. But the thing is, the stakes get higher every time. Okay? At least it feels that way. In 2008, the stakes felt high. Now the stakes feel even higher. To people on both sides, to Republicans and people that are afraid of Obama's agenda, oh no. We need to stop Obama because otherwise he's going to pass all these other social programs and increase the size of government even more. We have to stop him. To Democrats, they're like, no, we need to let Obama have his way and continue to do his good work, etc. So, again, there are differences of opinion here, but in order to voice these opinions, you need to go out and vote. And I hope that everyone watching this video who can vote goes and votes. Okay? I plan on voting on the 2nd. I plan on voting in the morning and watching returns all night. I mean, obviously you don't have to be as obsessive as that, but certainly I think to be involved in the process, to let your voice be heard. Don't be discouraged. You definitely can change things. Okay? Because if you feel that you're not sure if you're going to vote, there are plenty of other people out there that feel just the same. And if you all don't vote, your voices won't be heard. And if you all vote, then they will be heard. And a clear message will be sent. Now, in terms of the state of the races, again, the House is projected the Democrats to lose between 40 and 50 seats. There's uncertainty. In the Senate, I would venture to guess there's even more uncertainty in terms of how many seats the Democrats are going to lose. Now, certain seats, people project that the Democrats are certain to lose. For example, Blanche Lincoln's seat in Arkansas. She's been behind in almost every poll, basically. And then again, in Arkansas, there's going to be a Republican pickup. But in terms of the toss-up races, for example, Pennsylvania, Washington, California, Nevada, there's some uncertainty, okay? And those are Democratic seats. The Democrats are trying to hold on to. Also in Delaware, though there's less uncertainty there. So really, I think I projected the tightest races on the 2nd in the Senate will probably be in Nevada, Illinois, and to a lesser extent, West Virginia. Those are probably going to be the tightest races. And if you're watching from those states, you really need to go and try and vote. I mean, vote and try to get your friends to vote, try to drum up support, etc. Pundits have said that it's unlikely that the Republicans will take the Senate, but who knows? It could happen. So if you're a Republican out there, you should go out and vote. And, try what people say that you really don't have a shot at doing. And it's interesting because a split legislature is going to be weird. I think it's going to be a split Congress. It's going to be strange. It hasn't happened in a long time, so it'll be interesting if the dynamic, how the dynamic plays out. Again, I'm not calling anything. I mean, who knows? I mean, anything could happen on the 2nd. The Democrats could retain a majority. The Republicans could win the Senate. Who knows what will happen? But again, you need to go out and vote. And this is really my pitch, okay, an appeal to everyone to go and vote. Okay, you need to make your voices heard. Go and vote on the 2nd. It doesn't take much time. It just really is a sense of civic involvement, but also voicing your ideas. I mean, if you have ideas, you should express them, okay? Don't be disheartened, okay? There's no reason to be disheartened. Don't believe the polls, because the polls, this enthusiasm gap, quote-unquote, that people are talking about, which is the Democrats are less likely to vote because they're upset, they're tired, and they're disheartened. Well, if you think Obama should have even been a little bit more aggressive, if the Republicans win, the opposite is going to happen than what you want. So you really need to go out and vote. So I would urge everyone who can vote to vote on the 2nd. Let's have record turnout for a midterm, record turnout in general. People just need to vote, okay, and voice their opinions and really make a difference. I think that's really important, and I think that's what I'm trying to impart. The races are tight, okay? There are forecasts, there are projections. I have my own personal ideas as to what will happen, but please, don't take that for granted, okay? The polls are wrong. The projections are wrong. The models are wrong. Often. Not all the time, but often. And by voting, you can make that difference. So get informed in these last few days and go and vote on the 2nd. Please. All right. Thank you again for watching The Young Voter.